An emergency can strike at any time, and the minutes that follow can determine the safety of your people and the resilience of your business. OSHA requires almost every organization to have an emergency action plan, but checking the box with a one-size-fits-all plan isn't enough. It should be actionable, tested, and tailored to your organization's risks. This video will show you exactly how to build an emergency action plan step by step based on real-world best practices. To make it even easier, there's also a free template in the video description that you can download right now. Hi, I'm Peter Steinfeld, Senior Vice President of Safety Solutions at AlertMedia. Every year, the private sector faces millions of workplace incidents and countless disruptions, from natural disasters and IT outages to active shooter events and chemical spills. So, the big question is, does your team know exactly what to do when one of those incidents occurs? In this video, I'll walk you through a simple, step-by-step process for creating an Emergency Action Plan, or EAP. You might also hear them called Emergency Response Plans or Emergency Action Procedures. We'll cover what the plan is, why it matters, and the key steps to building it. Let's get started. An Emergency Action Plan is a documented series of procedures your organization will follow during an incident. The goal of the plan is to protect lives, reduce physical damage, and support operational recovery. EAPs aren't just a best practice, they're often a regulatory requirement. With few exceptions, OSHA mandates that businesses with more than 10 employees have a written emergency action plan that covers evacuation procedures, reporting protocols, and employee responsibilities. But emergency action plans are more than that. Think of them as a roadmap. They guide your people in the critical first moments of an incident, giving them clear instructions so they're not forced to make decisions under pressure. And that clarity can mean the difference between a swift, safe response and a chaotic, dangerous one. Before we move on, I want to take a moment to clarify that you may hear the term Emergency Action Plan mentioned alongside two other disaster preparedness frameworks: Disaster Response Plans and Incident Response Plans. While these terms are sometimes used interchangeably, it's important to note that they each serve distinct purposes with key differences. Here's a handy chart you can reference that outlines each type of plan so you can compare them side by side. Feel free to pause the video to take a look. Next, I'll walk you through the steps of building a comprehensive and effective emergency action plan. And this is where AlertMedia's Emergency Response Plan template comes in. It's especially useful if you're starting fresh or if your current plan is outdated, unorganized, or missing critical information. You'll have one place to collect all your emergency contacts, response procedures, communication plans, evacuation routes, and more. And because every organization is different, the template is fully customizable. Whether you're managing a single office or multiple facilities across different regions, you can tailor the template to your unique risks and structure. After you've downloaded it from the video description, you can follow along as I go through the steps. Step 1. Perform a risk assessment. Every effective emergency action plan starts with a clear understanding of your risks. That's why Step 1 is conducting a comprehensive risk assessment. You need to identify the types of emergencies that could affect your organization and evaluate both their likelihood and their potential impact. These threats can vary significantly depending on your industry, location, and workforce structure. For example, a business in California will need to plan for earthquakes and wildfires, while one in the Midwest might focus on tornadoes and severe winter storms. But severe weather and natural disasters aren't the only concern. You also need to think about incidents like pandemics and infectious disease, workplace violence, cybercrime, facility emergencies, and civil disturbances. I suggest taking an all-hazards approach to risk assessment and mitigation so you can plan for all these risks at once. This comprehensive strategy helps you address a wide range of potential threats, ensuring your organization is prepared for any situation that might arise. Step 2. Decide how to communicate with your employees. The next step is deciding how you'll communicate during a crisis. Communication is the lifeline of any emergency response. It ensures you can notify employees quickly, deliver information clearly, and reach everyone in harm's way through reliable channels. Your emergency communication plan should include sending notifications over multiple channels, like text, phone, email, and any other channels available to you, so you can reach every employee regardless of their location or job function. Traditional methods like phone trees can cause delays and are prone to errors. That's why I recommend using a modern emergency communication system that can deliver critical information to all impacted employees at once and confirm who received and acknowledged the message. You should also consider creating a table or matrix outlining the various audiences you'll need to reach, the channels you will use to reach them, and who is responsible for that happening. There's an example of a communication matrix in the downloadable emergency response plan template if you'd like a visual. Step 3. Document contact information. Next, it's time to make sure you have the right information at your fingertips. This includes compiling direct contact numbers for local emergency medical services, fire and police departments, local government offices, insurance representatives, facility managers, and, of course, every employee. Accurate, up-to-date contact information is essential. Review it regularly and make updates before high-risk seasons like hurricane season. The ability to reach the right person quickly can dramatically speed up your response during an incident. Step 4. Assign roles and responsibilities. Employees look to their leaders for guidance in an emergency. These leaders should be responsible for activating your emergency response plan, answering questions, and ordering an evacuation if needed. When assigning roles, there are essential considerations to acknowledge. You must ensure your response team is present, reliable, and can react quickly in an emergency. That's why your plan must clearly define roles and responsibilities. Here are some leading roles to consider. Incident Commander. This employee has overall responsibility for an emergency, including planning and preparation. The Incident Commander oversees emergency response plan activation and filters all critical decisions. Communication Commander. This person should use the emergency communication system to notify employees, call emergency services, and gather reports. Scene Supervisor. This person controls access to the emergency scene and keeps people away from unsafe areas. Building Utilities Managers. These team members need to be familiar with the locations and functions of controls for building utility and life safety and protection systems. These systems include ventilation, electrical shutoffs, water and sanitary systems, emergency power supplies, and alarm systems. Route Guides. In the event of an evacuation, these guides play an essential role in ensuring that routes are clear and the path to safety is orderly and calm. They also help clear evacuation routes and assist those with mobility issues. Each role should come with clear instructions, backup personnel, and regular training. Everyone on the emergency response team needs to be confident in their duties and ready to act without hesitation. Step 5. Develop protective actions for life safety. Protecting human life is the top priority of any emergency action plan. A life safety plan includes detailed steps your people will take during an incident, plus a complete building layout, all identified exits, emergency equipment, and potential hazards. It ensures that everyone, employees, visitors, and first responders, has clear instructions on what to do in an emergency. Your plan should cover when to evacuate, when to shelter in place, and when to initiate a lockdown. These decisions depend on the nature of the emergency. A fire or gas leak? Evacuate. A tornado warning? Shelter in place. An active shooter? Lock down. The more visual and detailed your plan is, the easier it will be to follow in the moment. Step 6. Take stock of current resources. Now is the time to find out if you have the tools you need to respond to an emergency. Start by inspecting your fire extinguishers. Are they full, functional, and up to code? What about your alarm systems? Are they tested regularly and in good working order? Do you have fully stocked first aid kits in easily accessible locations? OSHA requires employers to provide medical and first aid supplies that align with workplace hazards. These items often expire or get damaged over time, so check them every few months and replenish as needed. Don't wait till an emergency to realize something's missing. Step 7. Determine your response plan steps. This is where your EAP becomes truly actionable. Outline the specific steps your team should follow for each type of emergency you identified. Here's an example of how you might plan for an evacuation response. A great fire evacuation plan for your business will include primary and secondary escape routes. Your company should also mark all the exit routes and fire escapes with signage, keep exit routes clear of furniture or other objects that could impede your employees' direct means of egress, make multiple maps of floor plans and diagrams for large offices and post them, develop a separate evacuation plan for individuals with disabilities needing additional assistance. Then, once your employees are out of the building, where do they go? Here are some suggestions. Designate an assembly point for employees to gather. Station your response team at the assembly point so they can collect headcounts and provide assistance. Ensure the escape routes and the assembly area can accommodate the expected number of employees. Your plan should also address how your business will recover after an incident. Include procedures for reopening, restoring operations, and supporting affected employees. And be sure to incorporate communication templates so you can send timely updates without delay. Again, our emergency response template includes some excellent examples of what those messages could look like, plus blank spaces to create your own. Step 8. Conduct exercises for plan practice. You don't want to wait for a real emergency to test your plan. Conduct regular exercises to ensure your plan works and your team knows what to do. I suggest starting with walkthroughs to familiarize everyone with the plan. Then, move on to tabletop exercises where teams talk through hypothetical scenarios. There are also functional exercises that let you test specific systems. And full-scale drills simulate real emergencies with multiple teams and first responders. Each type of exercise has its benefits, and together, they build a culture of preparedness. The more your people practice, the more confident and capable they'll be when it counts. Step 9. Establish performance objectives and metrics. Finally, how will you measure your EAP's effectiveness and practicality? You need to test your response against benchmarks to evaluate it and identify weaknesses. Here are some of the most common metrics used in disaster response. Go ahead and pause the video here so you can review them thoroughly. Feel free to screenshot it to refer to later. These metrics help identify gaps and areas for improvement, ensuring your organization is better prepared for real-world events. Completing these 9 steps will put you well on your way to ensuring your team knows what you expect of them and when during an incident. When you build out your EAP in advance, your business is better prepared to act at the first signs of a crisis. To put it simply, an emergency action plan is more than an evacuation plan. It's about thoroughly analyzing the risks and emergencies your business will most likely encounter and creating protocols to respond. With an effective EAP, you can keep your people safe, minimize disruption, and get back to business faster. Start by building your plan today with our free template. It really is a great way to get started and stay organized. And if you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your network. On behalf of all of us at AlertMedia, thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.